calm down and talk slower. Hopefully, this will make it easier to understand. So, I just did a reading for the water signs, and there was something in there that I found very, very enlightening. And you may or may not think so too, but give it a shot, see what you think. All right. But what came out was that the water signs, though they were very good, genuine people, loving, generous, whatever they are, right? They're coming off as ungrateful, rude, um, negative, that kind of thing, all right? So basically, what's happening is something in their relationship or their home life or at their job or something that happened in childhood, whatever it is covering their light. It's veil. It's like a veil. It's veiling their light. I think that's how it was said, something like that. So basically, it's like a shroud. All right. It's say it's childhood trauma. This trauma is shrouding their light. You know, and I feel like that's a lesson for all of us. It's like we have to learn and be responsible for the energy that we're putting out into the world. So, for instance, say the childhood trauma thing, and it's easier said than done, but it's just something to be aware of. Contain that energy into that childhood trauma. Make sure that once you go out into the world, what you're projecting is not from the place of that childhood trauma or from that fight you just had with your spouse or your children or your mother or your father or whoever. Okay? Because when you go out into the world, I want you to, like, visually or even in your mind, however you want to do it, I want you to think to yourself, you're taking that off when you go out into the world. Okay, so you can deal with it. You can absolutely feel those certain feelings, right? Like, for instance, I do have childhood trauma, so I would give myself to time when I needed to grieve about that. But when it's time for me to walk out the door, I'm going to go to the door and I'm going to imagine that that childhood trauma is like a shroud, right? And it has to come off. The shroud has to come off when I go out into the world, all right? I can pick it up later if I need to visit with it. But when I go out into the world, I'm not going to take it because I don't want it to dim my light. I don't want it to dim my light. Sorry, my words slur. So I'm hoping that some of you will understand what I'm getting at. I'm hoping that will help you. I find a lot of times visualizations really do help a lot. You can choose another visualization, but it's something that requires you to take it off at the door. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.